So, how does entity awareness show up for you? And please acknowledge that it shows up differently for everyone and it changes a lot of times throughout your awareness of these tools, and it might morph and change and new things might show up. So, it's always valuable to be in the question and to ask, truth, is this entity awareness? And if it gets lighter, then go from there, because it might not, and it might be something else. So one of the first things that showed up for me when I started doing Access Consciousness and learned about the Talk to the Entities tools is I went about 3 months with a sore throat, and I was kind of losing my voice. I couldn't talk. And this went on for, about 3 to 4 months. And I didn't know what it was, and I didn't know what it was. And I asked about it in classes, and I could never quite get to it. And finally, I was like, oh, is this entity awareness? And it got so much lighter, and it got better. It went away once I was willing to acknowledge it. So for me, it was a sore throat. Lately, I've had this tickle at my feet. It's just started showing up. I've been doing a lot more with the earth spirits, and it first showed up while I was hiking. And but now it'll show up here and there, and I'll get this little tickle on my feet. And I'm like, oh, that's the earth spirits. And I'm aware of it now. But it shows up lots of different ways for people. It might be a tickle. It might be a headache. It might be feeling sick or nauseous. It might be a pain in your back or your abdomen or your chest or anywhere else on your body for that matter. It might be a ringing in your ears. It might be like feeling like someone's touching you. Like I had the other day, I was doing a class and there was a lady in class whose son had passed away, and I kept feeling like something on the back of my head. And finally I was like, oh, is this him? And it was so light for both of us. And we were aware like, oh, that's what that was. So it can show up a bunch of different ways. Always be in the question and always ask, okay, truth, is this entity awareness? And then you can use the tools to figure out what to do next. Maybe it requires clearing. Maybe it wants to communicate something with you, or maybe it's just wanting to hang out. Either way, a lot of times entities just want to be acknowledged. And once you acknowledge like, oh, hey, that's an entity, whatever is bothering you about it will go away. And sometimes it's like, oh, hi, like I'm having with the tickle on my feet lately. So I wonder what it is for you and what is entity awareness that you have not acknowledged because it never crossed your mind to ask before. So if you have something showing up in your life that's either a body thing or other things, thoughts in your head, right? If you have like something that feels like it's talking to you, even if it's a thought, a lot of times that's an entity. So be aware of that too. So sometimes it's in your head. Sometimes it might show up as depression, anxiety, things like that, other like emotions. And sometimes it shows up as some of these other little things I'm talking about. So if there's something in your life that's not going away, or if it's not moving or changing, be in the question and be like, wait, maybe this is entities. Ask, is this entities or something else? And you'll know.